Okay, so I feel like you guys need an explanation on the apartment fire that happened around 2 nights ago. So, what happened was that the apartment 2 doors beside me caught on fire. We don't know yet. We never got told how the fire started. Some people are saying that the bed caught on fire. Some people are saying that there was an electrical malfunction and something caught on fire. So, basically, what happened was whatever that fire started, the downstairs neighbor from the guy above where the fire was smelled the smoke from his bathroom. So he checked it out from the back of the window, and he saw the smoke coming out. So he quickly ran up and started breaking down the door until he broke it open. And then he started alerting everyone that there was a fire. So then what happened was, after he broke open the door and he alerted everyone that there was a fire, then another tenant that was in the building, who had this really good mask for the COVID pandemic, he decided to go in with a flashlight really quick because to get if there's anyone in there, because he had this really nice mask that looked like one of those fire department masks to go in exactly in this place. So while he was doing that, the guy that broke down the door went downstairs and broke open the fire extinguisher case that we have in our apartment. So he started spraying the fire while the other guy went inside to go rescue the guy, who came out kind of undressed, but still he was still alive and conscious. But he was covered in ashes and smoke, and that was really a problem. But then eventually in the beginning we had to call 911, and then they started coming in really quick because we live like a couple blocks from a fire department, so they came really quick. And there was I'd say around 20 guys, because they had to go up in ladders, and they ended up cutting a hole in the roof of the guy's apartment that was caught on fire, because they had to let out the smoke somehow. And then they eventually got up to the stairs, and then went with the hose and started spraying into it really quickly. And then eventually the fire, it was basically all done and said. And then eventually, after everything was all done, and like an hour passed on, they decided that it was time for him to for all the stuff that got burnt down to be thrown on the floor and extinguished, just to make sure that any embers weren't still around. So then they would be able to completely distinguish the fire, so then nothing would reignite from the fire. See? Here's the thing. This guy, he was a new tenant in our apartment, and my other neighbor decided to talk to him when he started coming in. And the thing is that tenant, he had bought everything was new. TV, couches, furniture, everything was new. And I quote from my neighbor, and I quote, "Yeah, new apartment, everything's new. I just want to have a new start." And he was a pretty cool guy. We didn't really talk to him that much, but dang, I kind of feel bad for him, because he probably has to pay some hospital bills from all the smoke that he ingested, and he probably had a couple $1,000 of new furniture and TV that got burned down, and he has to find a new place to stay. Now, it's only been 2 days, so we don't really know that much. But all we know is that something caught on fire. There was a fire. They had to break down my other neighbor's door, who is actually the best friend of my mom, which you could hear in the audio of the video, where we say that the neighbor isn't home because we called them and asking, "Oh, hey, are you okay?" And basically the whole, "Are you okay? Are you in the fire? Did you know about this fire?" And she wasn't there, so we told them that no one was there, and luckily she only locks the bottom lock of her apartment. So instead of breaking down the door, they just kind of took out a chunk of the door and opened it from there. And then they opened it, nothing was wrong, everything was fine. But after this whole thing happened, We looked inside there after everyone cleared out, and whoo, everything was burned down. Everything was smoky. You went in there, it smelled like pure, like if you were in a smoker. The best friend neighbor from next door, her apartment smelled like pure ash and burntness, and it was just a whole thing. So yeah, guys, that's just a whole story about what's happened in that fire that day. No one was hurt. So, no one was completely injured. A lot of cost damages is the only really thing I could say. And I just got it all on video because some people, to quick note, some people, when there is an emergency that happens, they immediately get out their phone. Like, why would you get out your phone if there's an emergency? So what I did is because I have a cat, and you've seen her cat. You see my cat. And first thing I thought of was the smoke's probably gonna get in here because we're looking at it, recording. So I decided to quickly put my cat into the bathroom. That is a very good tip for any of you because my bathroom is at the back of my apartment. So then she was able to not feel the fumes, which is very hurtful for a cat her age because she's like 13. But yeah, guys, just don't, gosh darn, record on your phone while there's an emergency, especially if there's an emergency where you need to have animals somewhere in your house, so then they don't feel something like fumes or they get hurt. Because a lot of people, they just decide to record on their phone and they don't really pay attention to anything that happens, and that's how animals die, or their house gets caught on fire also because they're not paying attention. So what I'm trying to say is just whenever there's a fire or any emergency, make sure anything and everything is safe. And if you have any pets, make sure that they're safe also, because they're your pets. You have to love them, respect them, care for them. And that's all I have to say for today. And that's just a quick update video on what happened. And basically, that's all I have to say for now. So, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. I'll see y'all next time. And here's a quick picture of the back window that the downstairs neighbor saw the smoke coming from.